in this video, we're going to be going over the harvest mapping option for the keyword harvester. The first training video on the keyword harvester goes over how to work with the keyword harvester and the filters to create new campaigns. The harvest mapping is if you want to harvest keywords to existing campaigns. So two different use cases. The most common here is if you have some auto broad phrase campaigns set up and you want to take those keywords or those search terms that are converting in there and typically move them to like an exact campaign or a campaign type where you just have more control. So we're going to go over a simple example here to give you the idea. You'll want to just click on build campaigns first and go over to the harvest mapping. You do have to set up this map one time. You can always add more rules to it in the future, but I'm going to show you just a simple example here to get you started. Now, actually, let me close this. There is additional columns here to show if these search terms are being targeted in sponsored brands and sponsored display. That would just be for the ASINs. But I'm going to go ahead in this video, I'm going to do an example for sponsored products and sponsored brands. I think that's going to be a common use case for this. All right, so I'll just go ahead and hide that display for now. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is, again, open up the map, and I like to use this this option here, map from selection. You can also just do a kind of blank template new map if you already know the campaign sources and destinations that you want to do. But I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and pre-sort this a little bit. So we're looking at just research campaigns, auto broad, phrase, and then let's just look at sponsored products campaigns. Okay, so you have your search term over here that the visitor is typing in and purchasing, and there's the number of orders. You've got your source campaign, source ad group, match type over here for reference. All right, so I'm going to just do it for this top one just to kind of keep things simple. But you can actually select multiple, and it's going to pull everything in. It's going to deduplicate it, so it just kind of makes it fast and efficient. You click on map from selection, it pulls it in, so you can see there's our source. It's a phrase campaign over here, phrase campaign. There's the ad group, 17 orders. So it's going to kind of calculate the total across that campaign. So 16 for this one search term. There's obviously another search term somewhere that's got an order. All right. So to create the map, it's pretty intuitive. Just click on add destination. You've already got this kind of populated. The more common routing is going to be the fallback chain. That's going to be what I'm using in this demo. Broadcast is going to be if you want to have multiple destinations and actually shoot the harvested keyword into all of them. I think the main use case there would be if you want to target, say, like top of search in one and rest of search in another, the same keyword. That would be the use case there. But fallback chain is going to be the main one. This here is pretty important. I would recommend you start out using this. Actually, it's a little more in advanced option, but it allows you to create harvest thresholds by rule as opposed to just kind of one global anything over 2 orders, because you may have one product that you're targeting in campaigns that just gets way more orders than others, and you want to say set a 5 order threshold for those products and then maybe a 2 order threshold for the others type of deal. Okay, so I'm going to do anything greater than, I'm going to just do 1 for this. Okay, hit apply. So we got that set up now. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go ahead and find an exact campaign that we're already kind of have set up. So you don't have to have set up campaigns because you can use the auto overflow option. I'll do a demo on that as well. I like to click on this. That filters your list for just single ASIN structured campaigns. And then the match type, if you want exact, that's going to filter all of them for your setup exact campaigns. So you do see you've got a lot of looks like single keyword campaigns because I can see the keyword in the title. Typically that's what's going on there, but you can select multiple destination campaigns like this, hit apply, it'll pull them in, and then you can set up keyword maxes if you want to only have a certain number of keywords before it stops harvesting to those destinations and moves on to the next one. It does tell you how many keywords are actively in there right now. I think the more common use case would be you're going to have multiple destinations and then probably an auto overflow at the end. And that just allows you to keep harvesting to a more generic, campaign. This is going to automatically get created and populate harvested keywords after these first two get filled up. But to fill them up, you would need some sort of max keyword or max search volume threshold. Typically, I don't like to have any more than 5 keywords, let's say, in the campaign. So that's a decent setup there. Then you'd also want to come in and set up the match type. So exact match, that's fine. You can do fixed bid, or you can use the search term from the source campaigns converting CPC. If you choose this option, it's going to give you a multiplier as well. So if I do like 1.2, that's going to be 20% higher than the current search term CPC. All right, you can see it kind of pulls in the data just so you can get an overview of what's going on. You can come in here as well, just put a fixed value. The reason I like the auto overflow though is you have flexibility if you want to set modifiers, budgets, things like that, where these up here, since they're already existing, it's going to be whatever that campaign's structure is and established settings. So you'd have to go in and make modifications there if you wanted to change those in kind of your bid optimization process or something. But here you can actually come in and establish new budgets, portfolios. You can set bid strategies, a bunch of different criteria here. You can also establish kind of rule-specific campaign templates. I tend to keep them pretty generic. There's also a global template here for the auto overflow that I'll show you. But in a general sense, you just want to come in and let's say we want to use the CPC 1.2, keep all this pretty much the same. I'll set a $20 budget and I'll do a 35% adjustment for top of search. Hit save. All right, and if you wanted to do like single keyword campaigns for these auto overflows, you'd want to set a max keyword of 1. All right, and that will spin up a new auto overflow campaign with the same criteria here anytime pretty much you harvest a new keyword in it. Okay, so if you did that, you'd actually probably want to come in and add the keyword. So that's what this parameter does. I typically will put it right there, hit save. Okay, so you can get an idea of what's going on there. And then the negations, you can set source level negations. I'll just do an example here for campaign level exact for the sake of this. All right, so you can see now it's giving us the overview of what we've got set up. You've got your source campaign details. You can click on this to kind of get a preview. We haven't actually queued up any keywords in here, so this is just kind of a template at this point. But once it's set up, you don't really have to adjust things, especially if you use the auto overflow. But then it's going to give you your overrides. If you've got any filters, you can kind of see all of that in one place. I can also come in here and if I want to duplicate it, and I'll add a sponsor brands and hit that. Now we've got a sponsor products to a sponsor products exact, and let's also add this same kind of harvest source rule to a sponsor brands video. All right, so to do that, I just click on the settings here, and I'm gonna remove this for this one just because it's a little more aggressive. And then for this one, you're not gonna have the ability to do the overflow for the sponsor brands just because there's so many other kind of requirements with your videos and logos and stuff like that. So you do have to have sponsor brands campaigns already established, but I can come in here and kind of do the same type of thing. It doesn't actually look like, let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do have one here. Let's see, VW7. That looks good. So I'm going to click on that, hit apply. 6 keywords. I'm going to not add a max for this and just kind of leave it at that. I will set just an initial bid for the sake of this. So now that we have this map established, let's pretend that we've just came into our keyword harvester and we want to check to see if there's any new search terms that kind of meet either of those rules. So all we need to do now is come over here and click autofill from mappings, and you'll see that we've actually got 1 sponsor products and 2 sponsor brands. It's also down here. So if I actually click on this, it's going to filter my table. All right, so you can see it automatically checks the exact match here for this search term, and it automatically checks the exact match for the video for both of these search terms. It didn't do this one because I've already targeted that, and I've already got it targeted. If you want to bypass that, you actually can click on ignore already targeted, and it would have added it to this one as well. That's going to be a lot less of a common use case though than what I'm doing right here. Okay. So now that we have that and we've clicked on autofill, you can build the campaigns and go into the harvest map again, and you're going to see the kind of before and after state. So for these rules, it's added 1 keyword. For this one, it's added 2. If I expand it and click on this, it shows you kind of what it's done. So it's only needed in this case to add the keyword to this first destination campaign. There's the keyword. There's the search volume it incremented by. All right, and then once that hits 5, it'll drop down to this one. Once that hits 5, it'll start up the auto overflow process. Okay, and then this one, you can see it added 2 of them, and there's my keywords. So pretty intuitive. If at this point I only wanted to harvest this one rule, I could use the checkboxes, and if I click download, it's only gonna make the changes for this one. If I leave it blank though, it's going to do all of them. So I'm going to leave it blank just to kind of show you the process. All right. So once you're comfortable, just hit download, and it'll give you kind of an overview there, and hit download and you'll get your file. All right. And if I open this up, you'll see that we've actually got 2 tabs because we did a sponsor products and sponsor brands. For the sponsor products, pretty easy. It was just this 1 keyword. There's the existing campaign IDs. You've got the CPC rule we did by the 20% increase. There's our keyword. All right, and the second row is a campaign level negative in that source campaign, and you can just kind of see how it's structured there. All right, and then the sponsor brands, you've got 2 keyword additions to these campaigns and this ad group. There's your keywords. There's our bids. And pretty intuitive. You're just going to upload this back through bulk operations, and the next time you download your bulk file, pull in your data, those will actually populate as already harvested, so they won't be available and kind of meet your rule thresholds on the second go around. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's a bit more advanced and confusing, but I think once you go through with just a basic example, I would recommend after you actually upload it, go into Campaign Manager, or go into that campaign, just see how it added the keywords. And from there, there's a lot of just options and advanced kind of rule thresholds you can apply to your source rules. You can actually come in here as well. If you didn't want to use the source rules, if you use just a generic filter here, this will apply a filtered range based on whatever your criteria. So in this example, it's greater than 2 orders is what I had set. So you can use that as kind of another option. It's a little bit lazier. Like I said, you don't have the flexibility to build out rule specific thresholds if you have different economics. So I'd recommend following kind of how I went about it in this video. Just know that you can do it this way as well. You'd come in, basically it would look like this, click on this, harvest default filter. All right, so now we're just looking at anything over 2 orders though, right? Okay, so the harvest options that I had before, let me go ahead and just clear them out to show you how that would work. So I'd come in here and basically I need to remove this. Let's see, delete that, apply, save, and then that one didn't have it. Okay, so if this was my setup here, and this is obviously faster to do if you want to do it this way, and then I hit autofill, you can see it only filled the sponsor brands because the sponsor products only had one order, if you recall. So it's going to basically apply our autofill rules to just this filtered range, which in this case, our filtered range weeded out anything greater or equal to 2 orders. So just kind of another global way to do it without setting rule-specific thresholds. All right, hopefully that makes sense. See you guys.